Hi, I'm Lauren English, licensed professional counselor and business development representative, and I'm happy to be back with you on Wellness Wednesday. Today, we're talking about a topic that's really important for a lot of people to hear. It's often difficult to discuss, but it's important, and that is teen suicide. According to the Jason Foundation, suicide is the second leading cause of death for ages 10 to 24. And according to the CDC, there's one death by suicide every 12 minutes. Think about that. This is absolutely why we need to be talking about this today. So, what sort of impact is suicide having on our youth and teens today? Our teens are emotionally exhausted. One thing we can do to help with this is just to talk about mental health and find ways to identify signs of suicide and ways to help whenever we notice these signs, ways to get them help when they need it. In general, when it comes to mental health, a lot of times I think people as a society feel like someone struggling with mental or behavioral health issues is going to look like they're struggling. So they expect them to have a certain look about them. But a lot of times in our youth today, someone struggling with suicide may wear a mask to the world. They may not want them to know that they're struggling. This can look like a successful student that is working hard to achieve in every area of their life with their grades, with their friends, with their extracurriculars. It can look like a successful athlete that's striving to play at the next level. But deep inside, they're feeling something very different. Suicide can affect anybody. It has no racial, social, or economic barriers. 4 out of 5 completed suicides give clear warning signs of their intention. So that means if we know the signs, then we're going to have the opportunity to assist these teens when it matters most. Some signs to be aware of: suicidal threats, direct or indirect, like I'd be better off dead, I want to kill myself. That's very direct. So you want to pay attention to those statements also. Nonverbal statements, maybe allusions on social media, maybe they share things that maybe hint that they're maybe thinking about suicide. You also want to pay attention to those with previous suicide attempts or ongoing history of deliberate self-harm. A sense of hopelessness, withdrawing from family, friends, and the community, increasing risk-taking behaviors such as drug and alcohol use, giving away personal possessions, engaging in dangerous, life-threatening activities, and having delusions, hallucinations, or a significant change in mood. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list, so anytime you notice any signs that are of concern, don't hesitate to ask questions and let them know that you're concerned about them. As adults, one of the best things that you can do is just express your concern. Sometimes people think, well, if I mention suicide, it may plant the idea in their minds and make them, even more likely to complete suicide. But honestly, if you ask questions, it just shows that you care. And that's what people in that state need more than anything. Also, you really want to take time to listen. Parents can be tempted to shut down conversations by saying things like, I had it hard as a teenager too, and this is what I did, and kind of making it more personal about you. And that's not what we need in that moment. We're going to really want to maintain connection with them and let them know that you're there for them. It can be tempting if you feel like your child or teen is struggling to put them in a cocoon of safety and keep them at home, but it's so important that they not isolate even more in those situations. Even if they don't act like they're wanting to be around people, make sure they stay connected with friends and activities, because more isolation can lead to even more suicidal ideation. Be compassionate and express your care and love for your teen. Tell them you hear their pain and that it can get better. Make sure that they do get help whenever they need it. So if that's reaching out to someone for mental health care in your community, if that's calling us at Pinnacle Point, we can do assessments by phone, day or night, every day of the week. So it just depends on the situation. Just maintaining connection and giving support is what's going to help in those moments. And trust your judgment. If they're acting like they're not having the suicidal thoughts, but you doubt the honesty, trust your intuition and take further steps for safety. And along those lines, you always want to remove weapons from your home if you feel like that is going to be an issue as well. As always, you want to consult a mental health professional if you notice any of these signs or behaviors, and make sure that they receive help right away. And in any sort of emergency, you can always call us at 1-800-880-3322 at Pinnacle Point. We'd be happy to help you day or night, 7 days a week. Thanks so much.